Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Myself Monisha from the Department of Information Science, studying in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. Today's topic is types of windows in UID. What is a window? A window is a separate viewing area on a computer display screen in a system that allows multiple viewing areas as a part of Graphical User Interface GUI. Windows are managed by a Windows Manager as a part of a windowing system. A window can usually be resized by the user. For example, it can be stretched on any side, minimized, maximized, and closed. On today's multitasking operating system, you can have a number of windows on your screen at the same time, interacting with each whenever you choose. Windows is a graphical operating system whose development was done by Microsoft. Windows operating system offers users distinctive features such as user can view or store their files. Users are allowed to run the software. Users can play a game as well as watch videos. Windows characteristics. A window is seen to possess the following characteristics: a name or a title, allowing it to be identified, the size in height and width, which can vary, a state, accessible or active, or not accessible. Only active windows can have their contents altered. Visibility, the portion that can be seen. A window may be partially or fully hidden behind another window. The information within a window may extend beyond the window's display area. A location relative to the display boundary. Presentation, that is its arrangement in relation to other windows. It may be tiled, overlapping, or cascading. Management capabilities, methods for manipulation of the window on the screen. Its highlight that is the part that is being selected, the function, task, or application to which it is being dedicated. The components of a window. Frame. A window will have a frame or a border, usually rectangular in shape, to define its boundaries and distinguish it from other windows. While a border need not to be rectangular, this shape is preferred shape for most people. Title bar. The title bar is the top of the edge of the window, inside its border and extending its entire width. This title bar is also referred to by some platforms as the caption bar, or title area. The title bar contains a descriptive title identifying the purpose or the content of the window. Title bar icon. Located at the left corner of the title bar in a primary window, this button is used in Windows to retrieve a pull down menu of commands that apply to the object in the window. It is 16:16 version of the icon of the object being viewed. Window sizing buttons. Located at the right corner of the title bar, these buttons are used to manipulate the size. The left button, the minimize button, in script with a short horizontal line towards the button. It is being used to reduce a window to minimize the size, usually an icon. Status bar. Information of use to the user can be displayed in a designated screen area or areas. They may be located at the top of the screen in some platforms and called a status area, or at the screen bottoms. Microsoft recommends the bottom location and refers to this area as a status bar. It is also referred to by the platforms as a message area or a message bar. Scroll bars. When all display information cannot be represented in a window, the additional information must be found and made visible. This is accomplished by scrolling the display's content through use of a scroll bar. Split box. A window can be split into two or more pieces or pans by manipulating a split box located above a vertical bar or to by the left of a horizontal scroll bar. A split box is sometimes referred to as split bar. A window can be split into two or more separate viewing areas that are called pans. Toolbar. Toolbars are permanently displayed panels or arrays of choices or commands that they are called sometimes as command bars. Toolbars are designed to provide quick access to the commands or options. Specialized toolbars are sometimes referred to as ribbons or toolbar boxes. Window presentation styles. The presentation style of a window refers to its spatial relationship to other windows. There are two basic styles, commonly called tiled or overlapping. The tiled windows derive their name from common floor or wallet tile. Tile windows appear in one plane on the screen and expand or contract to fill up the display surface as needed. Most systems provide two-dimensional tile windows adjustable in both height and width. The advantages: the system usually allocates and positions window for the user, eliminating the necessity to make positioning decisions. Open windows are always visible, eliminating the possibility of them being lost and forgotten. Every window is always completely visible, eliminating the possibility of information being hidden. They are perceived as a fewer complexes than overlapping windows, possibly because they are fewer management operations or they seem less magical. They are easier, according to studies, for novice or inexperienced people to learn and use. They yield better user performance for tasks where the data requires little window management to complete the task. Disadvantages: they are perceived as crowded and more visually complex because window borders are flush against one another and they fill up the whole screen. Crowding is accentuated if borders contain scroll bars or control icons. Your attention may be drawn to the border, not the data. They permit lesser user control because the system actively manages the windows. Only a limited number can be displayed in the screen area available. As windows are opened or closed, existing windows changes in size. This can be annoying. As windows change in size or pattern, the movement can be disconcerting. As the number of displayed windows increases, each window can get a very tiny. Overlapping windows. The overlapping windows may be placed on top of another like papers on a desk. They possess a three-dimensional quality, appearing to lie on different plans. Advantages: the greater controls allows the user to organize the window to meet his or her needs. Window can maintain a larger sizes. Window can maintain consistent sizes. Window can maintain consistent positions. Screen space conservation is not a problem because window can be placed on top of there with less pressure to close or delete windows no longer needed. Disadvantages: they're operationally much more complex than tiled windows. More control functions require greater user attentions and manipulations. Information in windows can be obscured behind other windows. Windows themselves can be lost behind other windows and presumed not to exist. That overlapping windows represent a three-dimensional space is not always realized by the user. Control freedom increases the possibility for greater visual complexity and crowding. Picking a presentation style, use style windows for single task activities, data that needs to be seen simultaneously, tasks requiring little window manipulation. Use overlapping window for switching between tasks necessitating a greater amount of window manipulation, unpredictable display contents. Types of window. Primary window. The proper usage should represent an independent function or the application. It is used to represent constantly used window components and controls. Menu bar items that are used frequently, used by most or all primary or secondary windows. Controls used by dependent windows used for presenting information that is continually updated. For example, date and time used for providing context for dependent window to be created. Do not divide an independent function into two or more primary windows. Do not present unrelated function in one primary window. The secondary window, proper usage for performing subordinate, supplemental or ancillary actions that are extended or more complex in nature related to objects in the primary window. Important guidelines should typically not appear as an entry on the taskbar. A secondary window should not be larger than 263 dialog units into 263 dialog units. A dependent secondary window is one common type. It can only be displayed from a command on the interface of its primary window. It is typically associated with a single data object and appears on top of the active window when requested. It is movable and scrollable. Model and modeless. The model used when interaction with any other window must not be permitted. It is used for presenting the information, for example, messages, sometimes called a message box, receiving user input, for example, data or information, asking questions, for example, data, information, or direction. Use carefully because it constrains what the user can do. Modulus used when interaction with other window must be permitted. Use when interaction with other windows must be repeated. Cascading and unfolding. Cascading purpose to provide advanced options at a lower level in a complex dialog. Guidelines provide a command button lead to the next dialog with a window indicator and ellipsis to present the additional dialog box in a cascaded form. Provide no more than 2 cascades in a given path. Do not cover previous critical information. Title bar relevant displayed information. If independent, close the secondary window from which was opened. Unfolding, it's the purpose to provide advanced options at the same time, same level in a complex dialog. Guidelines to provide a command button with an expanding dialog symbol. Expand to right or downward. The dialog boxes has been shown in the figure. Property inspectors used for displaying only the most common or frequently accessed object properties. It makes changes dynamically. Pop-up windows use pop-up windows display additional information when an abbreviated form of the information is the main presentation. Textual label for the graphical controls context sensitive information. Thank you.